Hello, my name is Jody Fields, and for my health topic, I chose HPV. The reason I chose HPV is because it's something that I deal with pretty much on a daily basis because I work, as I've mentioned before, in discussion boards and everything like that. I work in the operating room and I assist a gynecologist oncologist. And almost all of our operative cases are because of human papillomavirus. And who does HPV affect? It can affect anyone. It can affect the young, old, black, white. It doesn't matter. It doesn't discriminate. It's actually even a cause for throat cancer as well because of oral sex and things like that. So it's very prevalent in our society right now because of sexual activity, the fact that people are not vaccinating like they should, and basically, it's an incurable condition. Now we do have the vaccines, and as we talked about earlier in the past few weeks, that it's hard to know, am I making the right decision? Am I doing the right thing for my kids? Am I doing the right thing for myself? Because the guidelines may be released. There may be a huge campaign about you need to get this vaccine. And that's kind of what happened with HPV a few years ago. And I actually have this hits close to home as well because I had my daughter vaccinated. She's almost 16 now. She was 10 at the time. And they came out with this big campaign to vaccinate against HPV, that you had to get your young girls vaccinated so, that it could prevent cervical, uterine, ovarian cancers, exterior HPV, which is basically genital warts. And so I had my daughter vaccinated probably a few months later, and I was actually an assistant in a OBGYN office at the time, so the surgeons and the physicians there were very pro-vaccine. Get your girls vaccinated as quick as you can. And it was a series of 3 vaccines, and my daughter had all 3. But a few months after she received those vaccines, it came out with a big campaign of don't vaccinate. These vaccines can cause other types of cancer or can actually cause other problems that are worse than HPV. So you kind of have to be careful what you're doing as far as vaccines and just research. I had already got her vaccinated and there was nothing I could do. So I had to basically think, well, let's hope that it works and that she doesn't, have problems going forward. And I still believe that because we don't know what these vaccines do. And that's a new vaccine, so there's no long-term effects that are being studied. So you just have to try to make the best judgment. Now, with the amount of research that's done, they say vaccinate, and it's now available to boys. In fact, my 11-year-old son, he just had the vaccine, and it's still in 3 doses. I think it may be a little bit different than the original HPV vaccine that came out, but it is something that they're saying you need to do in order to help prevent or prolong the effects of HPV. I personally, I am in the medical field, and I trust the people around me, and I believe that it's something that's not going to go away. It's only going to get worse. So I hope that the vaccinations help people. We do surgeries that are vulvectomies, which is basically taking off a woman's entire vulva because of HPV. People have cervical cancer, and it kills them. So I'm very pro HPV vaccine and doing anything and everything, protection, abstinence, anything like that to keep yourself from contracting HPV. It's really scary, and but like I said, in the world we live in, it is there and it's not going away. I hope this gives you a little bit of insight about how I feel about HPV, and helps you learn, that it is something that we are going to have to deal with for a very long time. Thanks.